Upside price action has been a style over the last trading sessions for this asset. A formation breakout may be at play, but we must watch out for a major resistance that can impair the direction of the asset. Let's pull up the charts to gain a true edge over the following sessions ahead. Welcome back to the channel on this Sunday. This is ARCa, and let's dive into ticker symbol FNGR. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's go ahead and dive into ticker symbol FNGR. And what we're observing here is actually the 1-minute chart. And as you can see, well, actually, that's very interesting right now that you are able to see it, right? Because, it just popped in, right? Because, yeah, I have a whole new monitor setup, and this is the reason why I've been a little slow upon releasing videos and that whole thing, right? But yeah, it's looking pretty good right now. And yes, you're observing the 1-minute chart and the manipulation chart. It is, right? So what we have right here is actually a manipulation free day on Friday, right? We definitely had two very strong manipulation days on both Thursday and Wednesday. Specifically Wednesday, right, in the 1-minute chart, where we actually ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots in one single time frame of manipulation, followed by another 2 in a shorter time frame, being I believe it was the 10-second intervals, right? Let's go ahead and just double check that, see if I got it right. Yeah, there's one right there. And you know what, we can go ahead and just note it down just like that, right, and make sure that we can keep a close eye over what we're observing here, right? So there was one, and I believe we had one more, but of course we don't have to, look through every single time frame right now. In fact, the 15-second time frame does have additional ones too, right? So these, man, I mean that's just it is a lot. For that Wednesday, that was an insane amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 10-second, 5. Oh man, what? And then the minute time frame, wow, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's that magical number again. 10 shots of manipulation. That's about the heaviest amount of iteration of the count that I've ever actually seen. I mean, it's repeated now. That 10 figure has repeated a few times now, right? This was back in the 17th. Sorry, the 20th of on Monday, and let's see what date this was. This was actually a Wednesday with all that, right? So yeah, what I'm doing here is just trying to forward test as much as I can, so then we could determine which are the heaviest days of manipulation for the asset. And I haven't had a consistency just yet. It's only been going for about a month. The best forward test is usually performed over the span of about 3 months. And yeah, we're doing okay though in this back test. Let's go ahead and see the 4-hour time frame and see just what that count is looking like, right? Yeah, so we've been testing this thing since October, Friday the 13th, October, and we just finished off the December 1st, right? So yeah, it's approaching. We have a month and a half, 2 months, right around there. So it's doing good. And well, I mean, you know what I mean. The back test is actually continuing. And yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here to see what we have. So as you can see here, price action came back down to the valuation of about $4.44, and it looks like it's attempting a breakout from this formation, which is a rising wedge. This rising wedge is a bearish formation by nature and does suggest a downside, right? So there is, if we were to face a downside, I'm already thinking that it could be maybe to around 433, right? First of all, you know that I usually talk about this formation as being the triangle family formations, and they tend to break out or break down when they're at about 65 to 75% to the apex of the triangle. And in this case, we're already sitting at about 85, 80%. So this already feels like it's being invalidated, as I usually tend to lose. I tend to lose respect for the formation as it approaches the apex this close, as it could be already in an entire invalidation. Okay, but that is still not the official case here. We have to observe price action and be careful as we do, right? But the bottom side here is 433. But remember that we are breaking out from an ascending triangle, right? And this ascending triangle does have a support at the very bottom side of the linear regression band and the triangle, which is confluent to a target of around 425, 424, right around there, 426. Okay, so there is a possibility for us to drop back down there. I have seen in certain cases that where the asset tends to drop back all the way down to test its prior formations low, which could be at around 420. Okay, and if we do start failing this 420 here, then we have the bottom side regression that can lead price action to around 412. But remember that this could be setting up an upside breakout. Now, the upside breakout has its certain limitations too, because if you remember this chart here, I know it's been a couple days since we covered this in a dedicated video analysis. But if you remember this falling wedge here, we broke down below it, and then we started testing that 445, 446 area that we said that could be a resistance from the formation itself. We're about to approach that again. In this case, it's going to be around the targets of around 444 or 445. Okay, so that is a critical resistance and one that must be reclaimed in order for us to continue or consider a continuation to the upside. If we do, however, combat that 445, 444 target, then there is a range for us to take a look at, right? So in this case, you can see right down here that this is the target that would be $5, 512, and around five. Let's see, what would that be right up here? There we go, 518. Right, so that focus zone is around 512. So this would be the resistance, the following resistance after combating the 444 or 445 resistance range. I would preferably like to see a 4 hour candle closure above that resistance range in order for us to consider a continuation into that $5 mark. And we would actually have to observe the broader markets as well, as there is some critical resistance. I'm sorry, as there is a critical support that the broader markets are currently in, and there could be an upside for the markets. And we know that FNGR tends to play inversely to the market. So if the market starts showing some promise for an upside, then that could introduce a potential for pressure to the downside for FNGR, but we shall see. And yeah, just to keep a tight resistance range from the 445 mark. This is it right here. So the lower bound of about 443 to 455 with a focus of around 451, but you know that generally speaking, it's around 445. Okay, so yeah, this would be the exact target, or the more accurate target zones of resistance, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart right here. And I wanted to point out the daily time frame EMA 61, EMA 21, sorry, and this is the 21-day exponential moving average on a daily time frame, and that has a resistance of about $4.61. And now I would like you to notice here that we did create a very bearish crossover, right? So this is the silver cross usually consists of the yellow exponential moving average, the 21 period, crossing above the slower time frame EMA 55, the 55-day simple exponential moving average. That is a silver cross, and it is a very notable cross. And in this case, we actually just perform the inverse of that, which is pretty bearish, and it is on a daily time frame, which is absolutely credible. And that would suggest if we did resist here at around 461, 462, then the next ladder drop here would be at around the SMA 200 of the daily time frame at around $3.67. And I will say that this would be the overall determining factor whether FNGR will continue on its bull run or it will continue on a bearish run. The daily time frame SMA 200 will dictate that. And if we do get to that point, we should observe price action very closely and consider what we are doing within the markets, right? So let's go ahead and now move on here to the second to last to the second to last part of the video here. And please remember, team, that yes, I do have the ARC Masters course, the new seats available for the new students. Make sure to get yourself in for the New Year, right? It started right. Know how to trade. Get partnered up with me, and I'll be able to guide you in a 16-week mentorship throughout the course, right? Starting in January. And send me an email here. We'll give you the enrollment details, the syllabus, the disclaimer, that whole thing. And yeah, team. So we have already a few seats getting taken up. So please make sure to get those before it's too late, because I will not. And I repeat, I will not continue this course. And it's just, I really need to get to trading here, team. All right, so yes, 3 day time frame could be over, and I believe that the opening of the new 3 day iteration could be on tomorrow, Monday, and that's actually a very bullish signal, because it could be the first iteration closing with a test of the mid band, and still was able to recover to the top side here from the rejection of that mid band located at around 386, 387. Let's see. Yeah, it's about, yeah, 386. And yeah, that was around that invalidation zone that we spoke of, right? Sometimes the best entries, like I always say, could be located right at the invalidation zone, but it could be the most dangerous area, as it does present the biggest demand zone, and also it could be a supply zone for short. Okay, so be careful. Be very, very, very careful here. Okay, so now the upper bound target here, absolutely reaching all the way up to the area of about 522, and if I am not mistaken, that 522 was already something that we observed in the previous chart here, and yep, it is around 518 from the upper bound here of the resistance. So yeah, 518 to 522 sounds pretty like, and it could be, if remember, the condition is met to where we combat that 445 top side with at least a 4 hour candle closure above it. Now, the last part of the analysis here is the RSI, and as we can see here, the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame is suggesting a little bit of consolidation, slight downside pivot on the buy hourly, but able to find some support, seeing that the SMA 14 pink line may actually get pressured to the downside upon the RSI signal dropping. This may reach the opposing side's gravitational zone, so that the signal line from the buy hourly time frame RSI can bounce from the SMA 14 and continue to the upside. So this is a direct representation over what's happening in price action, right? So it does have its divergences, it does have its differences, but please just know that this is representative of the current price action. And 4 hour time frame also indicative of that potential, right? This can fall a little bit lower here and find the gravitational zone support alongside the SMA 14. And looking forward, the 8 hour time frame is reaching the bullish control zone here, and it's about to cross over into the bullish control zone, being the upper half, right? So this is getting into the gravitational zone here. Good little push to the upside. We're getting a nice little hint from the SMA 14 with a slight upside pivot. And same situation here with a 12-hour time frame. No need to repeat that. A little bit of danger here in the daily time frame, as there could be a resistance because we are in that gravitational zone for a slight pullback. But please notice that SMA 14 is landing in the previous zone's gravitational zone, so we could find a bounce from not only the SMA 14 but from that gravitational zone for a continuation to the upside. We will actually observe the 3-day and the 5-day RSIs as we move on. Yes, this is bullish. It feels like it wants to push up, but these would be completely reflective or reactive upon the shorter time frames cascading into each other, right? So cascading meaning 30 into the buy hourly into the 4 hour cascades into the 8 hour, 8 into the 12 into the daily, and so on. Right, team? So you know the risks, you know the upsides and the downsides. So please go ahead and beware in the markets, okay? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 never. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.